Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Hearthcenter, your special Tuesday night show, bringing you the latest action in your week in THL. I'm one of your hosts, Lotus Knight. Not with as much voice as I'd like tonight, but I'm joined by quite the crew here who will take my stead when I need to talk too much. So, starting to my left, we have Super Chicken. Chicken, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
And to my right, we have Geranium Battle.
I'm also doing great. It was a crazy day for Hearthstone. So
For sure. And below Chicken, we have Azalea Kari. Azalea, how are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm excited to be back.
For sure. And finally, our special guest for the night, for the first time here in Hearthcenter, we have Bean Rachel. Rachel, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's great having you. Welcome to Hearthcenter. We're going to have a fun show tonight. We're going to start with our Player of the Week, and then we're going to follow with Hero Series. We're going to tell everyone what happened this week in Hero. Then we're going to go over Legacy Series, our second oldest THL series that is going to be covered. And after we're done with those two, we're going to have a commercial break and a What the Deck game. Then we're going to go with Pro Series. And finally, we have our checkout question of the night. Now, we also have tonight for this show the start of PPR. So if you're wondering if you're number one player in Hero, number one player in Pro, this is where you can find out, according to Marty B's definitely flawed rankings. So spam your rigs as we show who actually made it. And with that, everyone ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Azalea, why don't you tell us who is our hero player of the week?
Our hero player of the week is Yellow Dart. The High Father of Dad Legend has started off his hero season without a loss, and Week 5 proved to continue this trend as Yellow Dart got a very nice 3-2 victory to help Dad Legend firmly cement themselves at the top of Purple Conference with a 23-point week. Congratulations to Dart.
Yeah, congratulations, Dart, on quite the week and quite the season Dart is having in Hero, but we'll get to that soon. Chicken, do you want to tell us our legacy player of the week?
For sure. Our legacy player of the week is none other than Ring 13. Ring in the new week with an extremely tight 14-13 match, going the way of Big W Esports. They took this enormous dub off the back of a Game 5 clincher from Ring 13. She was facing an opponent 150 PR higher than her, but that didn't stop this Naz girl from sweeping through Warrior. Here's hoping the rest of the Legacy and Pro seasons go well, and we can rename them to Ring X3.
X and 3, yeah.
Nice.
So congrats to Ring 13, and thanks to our very own Geranium Battle for the submission.
Yeah, thank you, Geranium, for your submission. And Rachel, do you want to read us our pro player of the week?
Yes. It is Reverb.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like, is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's my guy.
Okay. All right. Congratulations, Reverb. The top two teams in Pink Conference faced off this week with APM taking on Collegiate Player Retirement Home. Match 5 would decide the tie, with the winner taking top spot. Reverb was able to clinch a 3-0 win, leaving him as the only undefeated player in Pro this season. Congrats on Player of the Week.
Nice. Congratulations, Reverb. Oh, go ahead, Rachel.
Oh, from Bone Masher.
Oh, nice. And thank you, Bone Masher, for the submission. And I want to give a special congratulations to all of our 3 players of the week here, Yellow Dart, Ring 13, and Reverb. And if you want to be our player of the week in the future, I guess just keep winning. That's the big secret.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. And just a reminder, if you are a captain or a teammate and you want to see your captains or teammates featured on Player of the Week, how do you do that, Geranium?
Well, it's pretty easy. If you ask your captain will be able to give you the link that keeps getting pinged at them every single week by Dr.
Yeah.
BOMD in the captain's channel. I know it's not a public form really anymore because we're trying to make it for the captains, but players, just ask your captain and they'll give it to you, and then you'll be able to submit whatever you'd like for our consideration.
Yeah.
And don't worry if you think it's limited to only the winningest players, because if you just have a player who's nice, or if you have a player who just did something exceptional for this week, or if you just had a tight week and you know this player was the one to do it, then that's something to feature. Let us feature it.
Yep.
For sure. I mean, if someone won a full row of unfavorables, if someone had a very spicy tech pay off, or a very spicy tech that did not pay off, it's always fun to hear about these stories. So tell us. It's really what helps us make content more like you, our viewer. So with this said, shall we move to Hero Series?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we move into Hero Series, where Geranium is going to start telling us about APM facing the gas leak inside the Starbucks. Still my favorite team name.
Thank you for complimenting my team name. Yeah, my team Always Playoff Mode did take the victory 17-7 over the gas leak inside the Starbucks. That included Molestar winning 3-1 over A2 Battleship. I took a Game 4 victory over Turtle. Teacots managed to get the Game 4 victory over Hustle. Gimme Lamp, just like everyone else, won in Game 4 over Tickers. And Jolt C in the 5 seed took a sweep over Super Buckles.
Any specific details you want to add, Geranium, since you were playing?
Yeah, as you can see, there was a pretty concentrated front from the gas leak inside the Starbucks. They had a lot of the same rings, and we were able to try and figure out counters to that within what we wanted to play. Having multiple subs every single week means that it's a lot of new interesting decks, and this was no different. I think strategically, we brought some of the same looking classes, but some very different styles of it in order to get the best advantage.
Nice. Does sound like a very fun lineup selection. Let me ask our turtle specialist here, Super Chicken. Tell us what happened here. Anything you detect?
I'm just detecting that we should probably stop featuring the gas leak inside the Starbucks every week.
Hey, we tried. Hero this week was
not go so well for.
Hero has been very tough to find matches, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, early next week, the Nagas in the Starbucks will do a little bit better. But yes, this is another tough one. This team is a bit of an enigma to me because Turtle's doing really well in Legacy, as we'll see a bit later in the show, but
Yeah.
not as well in Hero, which is kind of the opposite of like how he had
Disagree.
been the past few seasons. I mean, having like the 9-2 season, I think, or something like that, or 10-2 season a year and a half ago, winning that Hero title.
Yeah, he made sure to go 1-7 on my team though.
Yeah. He's a little all over the place. I think for him it depends a lot on just like what the meta's like and how much he's enjoying it. But Super Buckles is 0-5, which means he's due for a win. He's gonna get at least one before the season's over. Mark my words. And if he doesn't, that's because he was supposed to get his win in playoffs.
Fair.
Fair.
We have had players who didn't score the whole season and then went crazy in playoffs, haven't we?
Yeah, Neji almost did it. Neji saved his first win for playoffs, but unfortunately, we couldn't get all the way.
Fair. Rachel, anything you want to say about always playoff mode versus the gas leak inside the Starbucks?
Yeah, well, I don't personally know. I haven't played against any of these players yet, but it is interesting to see what decks were chosen, and it definitely looks like a lot of Warlock and Warrior. Basically everybody chose Rogue. It's interesting to see that Hunter is kind of falling out.
Yeah. I find it very cool as well to see how much Priest is being brought, because it's not... I don't think people consider it a top class.
and they're winning.
Yeah. Priest had a good impact here.
Priest is one of those classes. It's a bit polarizing. Not in matchups, but like no, I think like it is interesting because I know that Geranium and Bolsa are they're pretty aficionados. Like I would trust them to bring it, and I would not trust myself to bring Priest.
Fair. There's also something to be said about Hero being closed deck lists.
Yeah.
Where Priest offers you two options. So you don't need to tell your opponent in advance if you're going Control or if you're going Shadow.
Yeah.
I feel like if you see me across the table, you know to Control though.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot more Shadow Priests coming.
It's true. Shadow Priest got some interesting cards.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
Now, moving on to the next one, Chicken, why don't you tell us about 22 facing APM?
Hey, this is my one team that won this week. Yeah, we had a pretty good week against an APM team that, well, had Wild9 kind of sub in at the last minute for, well, I guess not the last minute, the night before. I was supposed to play my match. I think Desharmo came down with an illness, unfortunately. And Wild9 was a huge help for APM and subbed in for them. Unfortunately, I think he was like not super familiar, or like he wasn't familiar with like maybe all the decks that Desharmo had planned on bringing, and that kind of went against him a little bit. Because I think like a player as good as Wild9 probably would have done better bringing like his own lineup rather than kind of like the classes that he was given. But yeah, unfortunately that does happen sometimes with the E-subs. But yeah, this is just, I'm surprised. I'm on a hero team that's like doing well in the regular season. I'm used to just
You're used to getting in there early
to the
and
playoffs.
winning playoffs, yeah.
But yeah, no, things have been going pretty well for us. I think we're we're kind of carrying some of the momentum from last season over. And Heroes felt pretty fun this season. At least personally, I've been enjoying it a lot.
Nice.
I felt like I do feel like the class diversity has opened itself up a bit. Like you can see on our side, like we brought 5 demon hunters, and that's something we've felt has been was fairly strong. Like leading up to the mini set. We'll have to see. Like I haven't. I was at work all day, so I didn't play it all today. So I don't really know how the mini set's been affecting things, but yeah, I'm excited to see how it does affect the hero meta.
Fair. I want to ask here. Let me ask Rachel. What do you think about this match? Anything you note? There is an interesting population of DH here.
Yeah, that's what I noticed first thing is all the Demon Hunter. I've had great success with Demon Hunter this season. That has basically been my main go-to, either Outcast or Relic. They're both doing very well up against this meta, so also there's a lot of Warrior here.
Yeah.
I think those are 2 great decks to bring. Also, looks like Rainbow Mage.
Yeah, I mean, could be Naga, but I feel like a lot of people are going with
could be
Rain.
Naga.
Oh, there's probably.
That's
I would
correct.
guess there's a decent chunk of that deck. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that deck, but
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Naga Mage.
no, but it's going to be around a lot still.
I know. Yeah. It seems it's a little too slow to me. Just like you have to pull off the combo.
Yeah,
But I guess that's just me because I think a lot of people are having success with it.
and I know it's a very divisive deck. There are people who can play it and people who cannot play it.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Anyone else wants to give their thoughts about this match? Anything else we want to talk about? Okay, I'll assume that's a no. And I'll move us to look at the rankings. So, what are the standings for Hero looking like after this match? And I'm going to ask this one to Azalea.
Okay, so Hero team standings. I'll start in the Teal Conference. At the top of the Teal Conference, we have always playoff mode with 87 points and a 4-1 record. Right below them, we have 22 Diamonds version at 86 points. So very close. And even down to the third place team, Dr. Boom's Puzzlers at 80 points. The Harvard of the Northeast at 66 points in fourth. And down at the bottom of Teal is the gas leak inside the Starbucks. They would have to do quite a lot to pull back into get close, because I believe it is top 2 from each conference make the playoffs. So they'd have to get a couple of 20-point weeks to almost completely get in. And then I'll move over to Purple Conference, where Purple Conference, we start with Dad Legend at the top, 86 points and a 4-1 record. Followed behind them is F2L Black at 78 points and a 3-2 record. After that, behind them, we have a premium membership at 59 points, Department of League Administration at 58 points, and his name is actually Jonas at 50 points. So we can see that there is a pretty good disparity between the top 2 and the bottom 3 in purple, and then the top 3 and bottom 2 in teal. So the playoff picture is starting to shape up here in Hero series.
Yeah, and with only 2 weeks left, is it too late for some of these teams to catch up? Chicken, what do you think?
Yes.
There would have to be a big head-to-head. There'd have to be a big head-to-head swing for something to happen.
So, who are the main competitors?
Yeah, I think his name is actually Jonas, and the gas leak inside the Starbucks can
done.
start thinking about next season.
Probably. Yeah. But
Yeah, it's only
F2O?
top 4 or top 2 in each, right?
I think it's top 2 in each. So technically, a premium membership does play F2L Black in the final week, so they could. So like if F2L Black, because F2L Black has a tough schedule of playing the other APM team this week. So we need to do well there to cement it. Otherwise, if a premium membership wins this week and then has a good head-to-head, it could be bad. As someone on F2L Black, I do not want that to happen. I'm just looking at doomsday scenario, essentially, from a 20-point lead. But Teal's going to be super interesting. Puzzlers, 22 and 8 p.m., all vying for those playoff spots.
Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to talk about Hero before we move into what everyone's here to see, our big fun segment of PPR?
I will say that Chicken mentioned earlier that his team was on a roll from previous season, and maybe they're kind of posting on difficulty. I will say that they're not safe. Dr. Boom's Puzzlers is not in a playoff position, but only 6 points behind them and only 7 points behind first. So all 3 of the teams at the top of Teal Conference have to keep winning every single week, or else they are probably eliminated.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight race in Teal.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, with this done, Geranium, why don't you tell us our hero player power rankings? What are they? Actually, not Geranium. Let's have Azalea tell us that, starting from the bottom.
Hero PPR. All right. So starting with all of our honorable mentions. For honorable mentions, we have Gimme Lamp at a 3-2 record, 13-7. We have Always Just in Time at a 2-0 record, 6-1 in game score. We have honorable mention Based Inc. 2-1 with an 8-4 game score. Canoe is an honorable mention, 2-0, 6-1 game score. And then finally, my teammate Starlax at a 3-2 with a 13-8 game score. Now moving into our top 10, we start with Simba, who's a rookie to THL, but is one of my Amber Flight Gaming teammates. He is 3-1, and he's 11-6 in game score. Congrats on making top 10 PPR in your first season. We got Tab in 9th place at 4-1 with a 12-7 game score. Next up, we have Super Chicken, my co-host, at a 3-2 record with a 13-8 game score. And above him is one of my other co-hosts. It is Geranium Battle at 3-2 with a 12-10 game score. In 6th place, we have World 8 at 4-1 with 12-8 game score. And then in 5th place, we have Desharmo at 3-1, 11-6 for him. At 4th place, we have Diamond going 4-1 with a 13-9 game score. 3rd place, we have Molestar at 4-1 with a 14-8 game score. Then our top 2 are only 2 undefeated players. It starts with our hero player of the week, Yellow Dart, in 2nd place at 5-0 with a 15-6 record. And in 1st place, we have Nice Jewish Owl at 5-0 and a 15-4 game score.
15-4 sounds so insane.
Yeah, that's less than a loss a week. Like, yeah, that's really good. Congratulations.
It's very, very impressive.
Yeah, congratulations to all our players who have made the player power rankings.
That is.
If you want to stay on it, keep winning.
It's true. And we do have it every season, so it's just a matter of time. Keep practicing, keep trying it. It's not easy, we all know that, but
No.
everyone can get there. So, should we move into Legacy?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so after Pro, we're going to move into Legacy Series, our second series of the night. And Legacy had just a very, very interesting week. Just as a reminder, Legacy is also getting closer to its ending. So let's take a look at our first match of the night. We're going to look at the Stubbs, who finally have a loss after quite the crazy season start. And I want to ask Rachel if she can tell us a bit about this one.
All right. So it looks like the Titans won overall, 16 and to 12. The Stubbs, and it's to me that's a very close matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I recognize anybody. I don't actually recognize any of these players, but it is interesting that it looks like I see a lot of shaman, so I'm guessing nature shaman
Could be Nature
was very
Shaman.
popular here.
Could also be
Yeah.
Totem. It is closed list, so we don't have a way of
Oh,
knowing.
that is true. It could have been Totem. I always forget about that.
I
Yeah.
saw a particularly interesting shaman this week in one of
Really?
my players' matches. Someone brought OTK Alakir shaman.
Why?
Oh.
But yeah, sorry I interrupted.
No, you're fine. Let's see. It's quite the mixture here.
Mm-hmm.
It's it seems like everybody brought something quite different. I see a lot of rogue.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of rogue.
It seems like people are always banning Death Knight.
There was a Death Knight ban. Or no.
There was a Death Knight bring. It says that it was banned, but I would guess that
That looks wrong. That's probably meant to
that
be a
looks
DH.
like that looks like the bans were submitted opposite by the player.
I'll ban my own Death Knight. It's that
Oh
bad.
yeah.
No, my guess is they were meant to click DK and they clicked DH. Or vice versa. One of the two. That
Yeah.
happens.
Oh, maybe.
It's the easiest mistake you can
the other
make.
person is warrior banned.
Yeah, I think the other
So-
person banned the warrior,
Oh, you're right. I see.
and they didn't ban the DK. They banned the DH.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's okay.
It's fine. Yeah, no, it doesn't actually have any issues. Azalea, anything you want to add about this match?
This definitely seemed to be the lower seeds of Titans of average size getting the job done. We see we see game 5 wins for Canuck and Mojopel, and Judo getting a sweep over Probulon, so that's really good for the Titans, and Genji and Superhero able to get 2 points in their own losses. So I think very obviously a very close match points wise, and there's we'll find out soon about how many undefeated teams are left in Legacy Series. We walked in with 2 last week, and so we'll see how the dice fell. But congrats to the Titans of average size. A very good win.
For sure.
Yeah, congrats. Sorry, I should have gone over the scores, but congratulations.
Oh, no worries.
Thank you for taking over there.
No, it's all good.
No worries. There's no set format. It's just say whatever
There is
you
no
want to
set
say.
format. Yep.
That's our usual way.
Okay.
So let's take a look at our second Legacy match, unless someone has any other things they want to share about the Stubbs versus the Titans. So our other match of the night is Character Limit Exceeded versus Dead Legend. And so Chicken isn't sad. I'm going to ask Geranium to tell us about this one.
Okay, well, Character Limit Exceeded took their first loss of the season. Dad Legend winning 18-10. That comes with Zero taking a Game 5 win over Super Chicken. Turtle staying undefeated though with a Game 5 win over King Viking 23. Tab, probably first alongside You Kitten Me from their Players of the Week last week. But yeah, they both took Game 5 losses to Pescatarian and Haster, respectively. And then Yellow Dart, also doing very well in this series with a sweep over Gamer Dude.
Nice. Now, Chicken, why don't you tell us a bit more about the ins and outs of this match?
Yeah, this is a pretty wacky week. A lot of close 3-2s that didn't really go our way. I think Tab was down 0-2 in his match, and he was saying, yeah, I threw the first two games. Maybe I can bring it back. And then he almost did bring it back. Cause yeah, he's he's pretty good when he's focused, I guess. But yeah, he said he didn't really play too well the first couple of games, but wasn't able to complete the reverse sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my match, I got a little bit surprised, I suppose. I was kind of more expecting the outcast Demon Hunter from Zero, and he brought Relic, which wasn't bad for my lineup, but yeah, my mage against his Demon Hunter didn't go so well. I think like both Sirens and Finley were like all bottom 7 or something like that.
Oh, yikes.
So yeah, that was not too much fun, that game. Yeah, I was like, and I was I still almost won it, but yeah, it ended up not getting there. And then
Can I just ask which mage you were playing?
I was playing Naga Mage.
Oh, okay.
And then in game 5, I think I was 3 damage off in Shaman versus Warrior, and I basically just like went all in on a turn with like ended up having like a full board and set him to 3, and then he was able to stabilize, and I lost game 5. But so it was a pretty close series. I think just Gamer Dude still cannot get a win in the 4 seed. Although Yellow Dart seems to just be having a very strong season across both Hero and Legacy, so
Yeah.
hard to fault Gamer Dude for taking a loss there. Seems like it's just Yellow Dart season. But yeah, yeah, a really great week for Dad Legend, to be honest. I mean, they pretty much needed this win pretty badly.
Yep.
So that really keeps them in the playoff race. And yeah, really makes it the playoff race for first in our conference a lot closer.
Yeah, let's take a look at the playoff race. Chicken, what is going on there?
All right, so starting in the Gold Conference, we have the Stubbs at the top with 85 points. And in second, we have Defias at 79, Opin Marchand at 77, F2L White at 71, Titans of Average Size at 70, Justin Makes Me Feel Good at 62, and finally we have the Big W roster at 59. Then in Red Conference, we have Character Limit Exceeded at 92 points. We have Standard THL Degenerates at 84. We have AFG at 81 points in third place. Then right behind them, we have Dad Legend at 77. We have APM at 70. Valorant Refugees at 43 points. And ET Cthulhu at 39 points. Is it top 3 in each conference that make it?
Top 3.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, wow,
And,
okay.
top 2 get by.
Yep.
Wow, yeah, pretty tight race in both
top from
conferences
each, yeah.
for those playoff spots. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
is it the top, like, pretty much the top 5 teams in each conference, and even like the top 6 in gold. Oh, okay. I honestly, like, if Big W roster goes like crazy, they could make playoffs. like pretty unlikely. Same with the Justin team. Like both those teams are pretty far behind, but like they still like have a chance. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'd say the Valorant refugees and ET Cthulhu do not have a chance.
So how is there a 4-1 team that's the third to last?
They're lost. They must have pretty close wins.
Yeah, it must have just got
Maybe
like
in a bad
smoked in their loss.
I don't really know that. You're right. That is interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I looked at that myself. I'm gonna do some investigative work on the side.
Any other comments anyone wants to make about this match before we move on?
I'll elucidate on that you guys were just asking. They won like 12-11, 13-10,
12.
and then their one loss is a 3-20.
Yeah, it's
Oh
exactly.
my God.
That's literally like 4 close wins within 4 points and a big loss.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But hey, they're still in it, so
They
and
are.
clearly they're winning over the rest of the people. So
It's true.
But it looks like at this point they're gonna need some bigger wins.
I mean, if they're just consistent, I think they might still be able to make it.
Yeah, it probably depends on their matchups, but you're right.
I will note at this point, we did challenge Uranium of something. I believe it was on Legacy Series last time, and he did answer. So I wanted to ask you, Geranium, what is actually the highest PPW team that we've ever seen?
So if you're talking about in the Legacy series, my guess was correct. It is Foolish Madmen. If you're talking about all series, sorry, by the way, that was Foolish Madmen with a 19.9 points per week.
That's
to
so
finish off the
crazy.
season. Yeah. The top points per week team out of any series comes from Wild, where I think there's more of a disparity of like you have a team with literally the top like 5 people on in legend rank at any time. And yeah, that one was 20.3, so a little bit higher. F12 Viridian, I think it was season 3 was when they got that. But yeah,
that's the first Meowth Corbett season. That would make sense.
Generally, if we're looking at a PP points per week of 18 or higher, that is the team that generally wins that season. Not always the case, but what is character limit exceeded points per week?
18.4.
Okay.
Worse
if they
now.
So my final note that's something interesting that Geranium brought is actually hero teams seem to be the ones with the lowest points per week at the top.
Yeah, it's tough.
I have like a lot of data that I sent Lotus.
Yes.
The lowest ever lowest ever top points per week was Hero season a couple seasons ago, with 15.4 being the highest of any team, and that was a tie between Chicken is Back Just in Time to Smack and Clown Town.
Dang, yeah.
Very tough series at times.
Yeah. So anything else in that sense before we move on to Legacy PPR? All right, I'm going to thank Geranium for the research, and I want to ask Chicken, who is in the Legacy player power rankings? Chicken.
All right, so starting with our honorable mentions for Legacy PPR, we have Saku at 3-2 with a 13-8 game score. You have Nice King at 3-2 with a 12-11 game score. Classy Thug at 3-1 with a 10-8 game score. Stincy at 3-2 with a 13-12 game score. Ron Mexico at 4-1 with a 14-8 game score. And moving into our top 10, we have Kurt Reynolds at 4-1 with a 14-4 game score. Pastor at 4-1 with 13-10 game score. Lemur at 4-1 with a 14-6 game score. Oh, one of my teammates, Tab at 4-1 with a 14-5 game score. You Kitten Me at 4-1 with a 14-5 game score. It's just ASU players just go 4-1 and have a 14-5 game score after 5 weeks. We have Pescatarian at 4-1 with a 13-9 game score. And then we have our 4 undefeated players so far. We have Wild9 with a 15-8 game score. Copa with a 15-6 game score. Hockey Boys 3 with a 15-4 game score. And the number 1 player in Legacy, Andy Turtle Smith with a 15-9 game score.
Wow.
They said it couldn't be done. Yeah.
Spam the rigs.
Wow.
This is pretty great. Congrats to everyone who made Legacy PPR. I don't know how Turtle has gotten to 550 PR in just 5 weeks of Legacy. That is pretty crazy. He's kind of swapped his hero and Legacy PRs, which is pretty funny. But yeah, congrats to everyone that made it. And if you want to get on PPR, start winning your games. Win more. Because I'm sure some of these people will lose and fall out of PPR, and then you could be on the list and someone could read out your name.
So when you're sure these people will lose, are you thinking of someone specific?
I'm thinking Ron Mexico is out of the honorable mention spot for sure.
Fair.
He's definitely taking a loss next week.
Oh man.
I
I hope not.
But one of these days, someone's gonna figure out that Hockey Boys just brings 4, like,
Mechathune decks?
insane whatever the current version of Mechathune is, like, 4 from the other side shamans or something like that, and prepare accordingly.
The deck doesn't even
but
exist
until
anymore,
then, he's
right?
gonna keep winning, I think.
Is there a new way to make that combo? I thought the deck was dead.
It was dead, but it did still get a win against me.
How?
Yeah, Moonbeam Druid indeed did win the 7% against Mechroke against Neji as well. That was brutal.
It's not a 7% though when it's Ben versus Neji.
Ben versus Ben.
That's easily a 70% in Hockey Boys' favor.
Sphere.
Yeah, but yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to see to see Turtle and Hockey up at 5-0. Like, I'm obviously very happy to see Copa back to winning ways after a down season last season. He's eyeing up to that he's eyeing up MVP 2 out of 3 seasons, and I hope he gets there. But congrats to everyone on the list.
Awesome. Should we move on to our title screen then for a commercial? So, back to our title screen. Rachel, would you do us the honors of reading our commercial tonight?
Definitely. Yo, 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 yo. Hey there, Twitch spewers. Have you subscribed to Scream Hearth League yet? Then make Wednesday, Tuesday a thing and subscribe yourself to our channel. This subscription enables our stream cleaners to help cover the costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to our spewers. If you have Apple's Prime, Yog Prime, you can subscribe to the channel for free. Subscribble dribblers will get a THL emoticon as well as the scamazing THL chat badge. So hit that thumbs up 7-up button and dim the lights down to make sure you save on your electric bill. We appreciate each and every one of you. Spectral tone to our viewers, check out THL's other spectral media points of interest. Our website is teamhearthleague.com. Rant us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord, Team Hearth League. Face us on Hearthstone. Being Rachel, number 1385. The True Hearts legend Saku continues to post all our videos on our YouTube channel. Just search for Team Hearth League to see everything previously recorded. You are of course watching us on our Twitch channel or possibly on our YouTube channel in the past. And for all you THL fans out there are THL shows every single 4th days of the week. You can't go blue crooning in at any time for some Hearthstone related content. Now back to Yager's part. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow indeed.
Ciao.
Thank you so much for the read, Rachel. That was great.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I know it's a weird experience. I was going to say the first time, but no, it's always weird.
It is weird, but it was much easier off the camera.
That's fair. We've all done it quite a few times, so we're still not used to it. But let's move on to our special segment of the night where we have a game of Guess the Deck. And Geranium and I won't be playing. Geranium will be presenting it. So I'm going to throw it to Geranium for 3 contestants. Just a reminder, if you have a guess, just DM anything to Geranium and he will go to you. And whoever DMs first gets the guess first. You're going to see 4 cards. And you need to say what deck are we talking about. Right, Geranium? Do you want to make sure the rules are clear?
Yeah, I will specify that this is a deck that was a tier 1 deck on a Vicious Syndicate report. So,
Right.
I will know these are arguable, but yeah.
It's not arguable that it was tier 1 on the Vicious Syndicate report. It is arguable that it was tier 1 in the first place.
Yes.
True.
We'll be doing a little arguing.
But yeah, let's get that arguing underway and start with card number 1, which is a card called Jandis Barov. Jandis Barov, the 5-mana, 2/1 mage/rogue card, summons 2 5/5s.
That's 2 5 cost.
255.
Sorry, yes, that is more correct.
Summon, yeah. And you choose one.
Sometimes
one becomes
sometimes it
Mirage.
summons 2 Blood Heralds.
True.
Or sometimes it summons, I don't know, something with the death rattle. And
Yeah.
that messes you up so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so I'm not seeing anybody coming in with a guess. I think it's time for card number 2, which is Fireball. That might narrow it down quite a bit. A deck with Jandis Barov and Fireball.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it
Is this
exists.
supposed to be a wild?
It's
Well,
his.
it's a deck from a previous standard. This is a standard deck, but not from now.
Yeah.
Right.
So this used to be a tier 1 deck. It's definitely not a tier 1 deck now. Well, no. It's a historical question.
Okay, there's no way.
There is way. This
I will note,
Vicious
I
Syndicate
disagree
report
with
number
this
will be
one.
on the final slide, so you can check for yourself.
Oh my.
But
I
yeah,
don't even
I'm not
remember this card.
You're not
hearing
missing
any
much.
guesses.
No.
So with no guesses, let's go to card number 3. That is going to be Rigged Fair Game. Rigged
Oh,
Fair Game. So we got
boy.
Jandis Barov, Fireball, Rigged Fair Game.
Oh my gosh. What
Oh.
is this?
Man, this really could be any mage deck from any
yeah.
point in
Wait,
time.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
I'm holding.
No. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. You keep going.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty classic for Mage, and with no incorrect guess coming from Chicken, I guess we'll just have to see what that final card is and see who can buzz in the fastest, because this will probably be pretty obvious once you see Cloud Prince. So we've got Jandis Barov, Fireball, Oh wow, it's a ping from Chicken. That's crazy.
It's just this, but I don't know if there's this. Do
Oh.
we have to specify like when it's from?
No.
Chicken. What's your guess? You pinged.
Okay.
Oh, how do I ping?
Okay.
you just-
I
you
think
DM
this
me.
could be one of. Okay. I know this is one of two options, and I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with what's the expansion? Dark Moon. I'm gonna go with. Wait, does that make sense?
Dark Moon Fair.
I'm gonna go with Dark Moon Fair Highlander Mage.
And unfortunately, that is incorrect. I next got a ping from Azalea.
I mean, gosh, I don't remember. Because like
You backing out?
like every single one of the no, I think it like my guess is Secret Mage because I couldn't really think of like it runs secret like with secrets and prints. The only other guess I guess would be I have another guess, but I'm gonna stick with my original guess. Because I don't think that Fireball was in or even Janus was in the deck I was thinking of initially.
That
I don't
is
know.
crazy. Secret Mage is a crazy guess because that is a secret as card number 3, and a Cloud Prince says secret in his text as card number 4. And it's right, it's Secret Mage.
Okay. I don't remember when it was.
It was not during that time. There was no secret
Tier
mage
one?
during this expansion.
No.
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna need you to put the
Oh,
link
like the
in.
thing is,
in
but the
chat
thing
here,
is like
Max.
all of that stuff is
Fine, I'll
like,
find it.
like I, you know, I'm never gonna find the report, but
I'll get it. It's number 187. It's on screen. Okay, 1 second.
oh, okay.
I will note I disagree with this one very hard, but what can we do here?
How?
Wow.
It's tough. Like I
A
don't
5-mana
even know.
2/1.
Yeah, it's really good. Like Jandis was so good it got nerfed at one point.
I don't remember it at all.
That was
Yeah.
Skullman's.
I don't remember it.
Jandis was
It
Skullman's.
came out in
Academy.
Skullman's. It was so good. I think they made it a 6 mana, and the only reason it's 5 mana again. It's like I was looking at it, but I don't exactly see the problem is that I don't see the power rankings for this specific one.
Did it get cut out? Back when I made this, it was in. Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
we've
I'm-
lost the data, guys. Oh, that's tough.
No, I can't imagine that that's.
But yeah, this
it's-
this was during Whirl Kick Rogue, so
Yeah, that would make sense during World Kick.
See, World
So that
Kick
was
Rogue
like-
was a better deck than this. Way
Wait.
better deck.
Oh no,
Well,
it was way
yes.
better.
but
But
I didn't say starting out that I would be featuring the best deck. I
So,
said-
like-
Okay.
but okay, so the thing is the deck back then, according to the VS write-up, says its strength against druids and priests is worth noting, and though its matchup spread is polarizing, that cannot be the reason why it's ignored. It's simply getting no fanfare or exposure, and that's the most important factor for a deck to see play.
you skipped the first line, which is
It says Secret Mage is truly a mystery. Yeah, this deck has been
We'll never
consistently strong
know. We'll
performer
never-
since. Okay, yeah,
Wait.
this is this is post mini set. So this is post Darkmoon races, which means that yeah, like World Kick Rogue would have existed 2 mana Nitro Boost Poison,
Yep. Oh, 1 mana Nitro Boost.
or
by
1
the way.
mana Nitro Boost Poison.
This was
on
when you could
my
really
days of
just play
playing
aggro. It's just
when I played
aggro. Rogue.
Yeah.
So, with this,
Rogue was no doubt top of that list of the
No
power rankings
doubt.
discussion. It was
Another
World Kick,
successful
aggro,
round of
secret.
what the deck.
so
I love how it's interesting.
let's move on to Pro, where we start by looking at a very curious case of CMU versus F12. Azalea, tell us about that match.
All right. Cheesemongers United versus F2L. Not exactly the result I would have expected. But with how close these teams are, but it was a 20-point. It was a 20-point win for CMU. 20-10 win for CMU. It starts at the top. I'll say Pyro Llama with a 3-2 win over Judgment. Judgment's first loss of the season. Random Dude handing Itachi his first loss of the season in Game 5. We have Wild 9 with a 3-2 win over Rabobson. Memnarch with a 3-2 win over Rami. And Not Bamity with a 3-2 win over Liquidox. So yeah, it was 5 3-2s. And they all went to CMU.
Well, that's such a weird score.
I know.
Chicken, anything you want to say here?
Yeah, certainly playing against CMU in week 4 certainly felt like a challenge for us, and the fact that it ended up in a tie, I think, was like almost even a little bit lucky for like there was some good and bad luck in there, but like Neji getting the sweep at the end of the week to tie it was like a little bit crazy. And honestly, like maybe honestly it did feel like, at least for me, I was a bit underprepared, or I wasn't like expecting them to like prepare as hard as they did for us. So yeah, no, like I'm not really too surprised to see F2L taking such a strong win against F2L here. Is Undead Warlock Chadlock? It has to be, right?
Yeah, that has to be Chadlock, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, it seems like CMU kind of did their homework here.
Yeah.
And it seems to have really paid off. 5 3-2s though means that
could have gone a couple of different ways.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, and especially like there are just, man, a lot of matchups that were just super like back and forth, especially Random Dude getting his priest through Relic Deage, Nature Shaman, and Curse Warlock. Like that's pretty crazy. Those matchups are pretty miserable. Maybe Curse Warlock isn't so bad because you
can keep your hand
just
full.
like fill your hand, and then the Warlock is sad. Then they basically have to win through Sargeras.
Yeah, or Symphony.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like, I don't know, Symphony doesn't really do that much because you're still like way ahead on cards, even if they take like 6 random cards off your deck.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't know. Like, my experience has been, if the priest, I think you're right. I think if the priest knows to keep a full hand, not let them get filled up with curses, or and whatnot, then they definitely have a good chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should we move on
That's
to
my
our
least favorite deck to face.
Yeah, we can go ahead and move on.
So we're going to take a look at Swagoy versus AFG Pros. And this was Rachel's first THL win. So I want to congratulate Rachel and ask her, how did the match go? Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was surprised. It was interesting because for all my other matchups, I feel like I practiced a lot, and I was like trying to learn all the good decks, and I was like putting so much effort into it, and I kept losing. And I would get like a win or two, but I never actually won like the match. So I don't know, this time I just decided to like chill out and not practice so much and just pick 4 good decks that I know are good and that I know how to play really well, and it went well for me. So I feel like being comfortable with a deck is possibly even the most important thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that
we were so close to winning. They still had one over us.
It is really close.
This was our best matchup. Like we us as our team this was probably the most points we've ever gotten. So
Yeah.
For
I,
sure.
I actually think that's pretty good advice for players in a lot of different leagues. I know that in Legacy and as you were experiencing in Pro, if people pretty frequently bring decks that they don't even really know how to do that well with. So going to stuff that you're
Yeah.
comfortable with above all else at least means that you're playing stuff that you like and that you'll know how to win with.
right, exactly. I think that's really important.
Yeah, this was when I joined THL, so this is a long time ago. I don't even. I was doing the math. I think I've been in Hearthcenter for more than 10 seasons, but when I joined THL, around that time, my biggest mistake was I was trying to win with decks that I didn't know how to play. And my first 3 seasons, I lost a lot because I would bring decks that I would think, I can learn this on the fly. It did not work. It never worked.
Right.
Not even once. And I haven't done that in a long time. I usually bring decks that I've played enough before I submit them. But it is a very common thing. It's not just about practice. You also want to feel like you can play the deck comfortably. And if it's, especially if it's a tougher deck, stuff like Naga Mage and Nature Shaman, you want to make sure you have enough knowledge if you're bringing it. And there are alternatives not to bring it.
Exactly. I haven't brought Nature Shaman because I just have never felt comfortable with it yet, even though I have one with it, but it's just, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, Rachel, how did your other teammates match go?
Flying Kraken, he went 3-0. I think that was his first time going, winning all 3 games. Generally, I just want to say that Flying Kraken is a great player, and he's been pulling us through every time, getting wins. And I just want to say, thank Flying Kraken for always pulling in some points for us. Dragon Rider, I know she had a really tough matchup, but she did so well. She won 2 games, and it came down to the last game, and it was a really close matchup for her. This week, and Jagatari, they both pulled in 1 point, which I was happy about. This week has that was I don't know if that was his first time, but he definitely has been improving, and same with Jagatari and I. So this was all of our this was our first time in this season. This was our first time in THL. So for this week, Jagatari and I, and so we're learning a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
I appreciate our team for not getting mad at us for not getting all the points, but
No, not at all. I feel like there are a few teams in THL that they grow with the seasons. And we've seen AFG grow a lot with this season. And we're curious to see where they'll take it.
Yeah. I hope we can keep going. Keep getting better.
Azalea, anything you want to say about this match?
Yeah, it's really good to see improvement coming from a team, especially in as tough a series as Pro is. Since there is no player rating restrictions, you just have all sorts of insane teams come in, and seeing a couple of wins come in, especially for Rachel getting the first one, and points trickling here and there, and they'll, as I'm not necessarily around the team a ton, but I try to do my best to, I've helped out a little bit in the beginning of the season, but yeah, I'm Sugoi is a tough team to play. My team also fell short against them, So yeah, great job to get the points, and sure, as long as everyone's having fun and improving, like that's like the big thing about
That's what
THL.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part about
That's kind of what we
the
talked
THL.
about in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like let's just improve.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it takes a while. It's not free. It's not just. I feel like very few players just get here and start doing well day one. A lot of players grow into it. I mean, we can see even in
Absolutely.
Hero,
Exactly.
when we look at Hero PPW, we had names like Yellow Dart and Owl on the top, who are both players who've been in THL since forever, especially Yellow Dart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Because sorry,
oh no, go ahead.
I just want to say it's you learn that like the decks on ladder are different
Oh yeah.
than
Oh yeah.
the decks that you bring in a matchup. They end up working differently
Mm-hmm.
in a tournament. Yeah.
For sure. Now, let me ask Rachel here, what does this do to the standings? What are the standings for Black and Pink looking like now?
Okay, so it looks like on the black side, F2L has 88 points, and they are tied with Cheesemongers United, also with 88 points. Brushy Tuna is at 83, and Opportunistic Pro Players 62, Imposters at 61, and Remember the Titans at 50. And then on the pink conference, looks like Aussie Pro Mafia is at the top with 98 points. Team record is 5-0. Wow. College 8 player retirement home is at 89. Is it Swagoy?
Swagoy, yeah.
Swagoy is at 68. Tied with Fen Boys, who are at also 68. Aggressively Proud Mages, 58 points. And then AFG Pros, my team, we're at 38.
Fair.
So,
Now,
yeah.
a question here, and I think Geranium might know this one. How many players make it out of each conference in Pro?
It is going to be just like Legacy. It is the top 3 teams in each, and then once again, it is the top team in each conference that gets the bye going into playoffs.
So this is a very interesting scenario. It's also, it makes Black Conference is very weird here because it's, you have a very clear gap between the top 3 and the other 3.
Yeah. So it's just seeding from there.
Meanwhile, Pink Conference, you have 2 teams that are very far from the rest. And then you have 2 teams that are tied for 3rd. So there's still a lot to see there. There's going to be some fighting for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, I wonder how that goes.
Well, we'll have to see it over the next 2 weeks.
Right.
We are going to take a look at pro player power rankings. So, let's see. Geranium, do you want to tell us our pro player power rankings?
I would love to. Starting with the honorable mentions, we've got Stinzy with a 3-2 record. That's 12-9 game score. Tied all the way through is Agent PWE, 3-2 record. No Glocko is just above them, 3-2 record, 13-8 game score. Nice Jewish Owl with a 4-1, still not able to make top 10 though, mostly because of how stacked his team is. 12-7 on the game score. Flying Kraken is 3-2 with a 12-9 game score. Barely did not make top 10. Where we have Pocket Train, 3-1, 11-3 game score. Then in 9th, Dreadeye, 3-2 with a 13-8 game score. 8th place goes to Random Dude who is 4-1 with a 13-7. Yo Daddy is 4-1 with a 12-9. Pyro Llama is 4-1 with a 12-6. Then top five, we've got Maxibon 1-2-3-4-4-1 with 13-7. Sick Lad is 4-1 with a 13-10. Judgment is 4-1 with a 14-8. Then the top two spots, Neji Boston finding himself at the top again, 4-1 with a 14-5 game score. That's with a loss, so 2 game losses total across all the other weeks. And at the very tippy top is Reverb, 5-0 with a 15-4 game score. Crazy.
That's crazy. I want to congratulate Reverb for this crazy position and congratulate every one of our pro players here in Player Power Rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Any final thoughts on this before we move to our checkout? All right. So we have our final checkout question of the night, and I'll make this a short one because we are almost on overtime. How do you feel about the mini set? Is it going to change things? Is there a card you really like? One thought. Doesn't need to be very long, just something you thought about it. And I take this opportunity to thank each of you for being in the show. So starting with Azalea here. Azalea, how anything you want to tell us about the mini set? How are you feeling? Just one fact about it.
One fact. I didn't delve too much into the mini set. I'm interested to see the impact of the new Yogg. I guess it's the Yogg Titan card.
Yeah.
It seems like it's getting a lot of play. I don't know. I'll say I'm interested to see what Yogg does to everything. That's kind of my one thought.
Sure. I mean, it is a fun card, especially because you can get it so early. Chicken, anything you want to say about the new set?
I think I'm still like not super happy about the whole like addition of anomalies with the addition of the mini set. I think like the Cho'Gall card is like a better way to have it like long term. A lot of the cards are pretty interesting, especially like a card like Celestial Shot feels a bit interesting. It feels like a little bit pushed.
It does feel pushed.
Because Arcane Hunter's already quite good. So I don't really understand like why a card like that was added. But at the same time, it's not like a huge offender or anything, so I don't think Arcane Hunter's gonna like break the game because of that, but it certainly will get better. Yeah, I think there's a lot of like cards that I still don't really know how good they actually are yet. I think like notably some of like the Demon Hunter cards with card draw within the same turn. They've kind of been getting a bit more support for that. So curious to see if there's a deck that kind of works with that.
Fair.
But yeah, overall it seems pretty good. It seems like a mini set that actually like has a good amount of power behind it.
So Geranium, anything you want to mention about the mini set? Anything that you found fun?
I will speak to what Chicken just said at the end there. I do think that this mini set is more powerful, has a higher value than a lot of the other mini sets that have been more recent, where maybe you have one legendary that shows up maybe a month after the mini set drops. But for the most part, most of the cards don't get played. No, this is like some of the earlier mini sets where you want to buy it for Yogg. So I think that That card definitely changes the game quite a bit. Where I've had fun, I have not had enough time to get into a game, but I have had fun looking at the new Cthulhu skin. That skin is sick. I love Cthulhu. But also daydreaming about Control Warrior and Sanitize and Faceless and all the things that I can do with armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we
Fair.
needed. We need more Control Warrior in the meta.
Yeah.
People have been saying it's not enough.
We needed a way to give standard warrior tank up. That was clearly something that we needed.
Agreed.
I think like my second game on ladder, I was playing Curse Warlock, and I played against a warrior, and it was the upgrade your hero power. I was like, oh, this is a loss. Like, I was like, I have no way to deal with this armor gain, and it turned out I was right. I had no way to deal with their armor gain because once they hit Odin, that's free 4 damage for 2 mana. But yeah, it was I don't know. Like, my pessimistic side isn't thrilled with anomalies, but I also haven't even seen half of the decks that are coming out. Like, I haven't seen much of what's new. So maybe it'll be a bit more fun.
For sure.
And I'm glad this is a double week for THL, because like I would feel really bad having to play a full match with 5 anomalies coming in play, like guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And finally, Rachel, anything you want to mention?
Yeah, so I'll try to be quick, but I wasn't too happy with the anomalies, but I'm gonna try to be positive about it. I'm really interested, honestly, about Druid. I know Druid is a little bit slow, and I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be good, but I wanted to try a like OTK combo with the new Forbidden Fruit 0 mana spell. I believe I think it has the ability to gain quite a bit of damage, kind of
Yeah.
like it could possibly make like a really big Zoc even.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking about like a noob Zoc combo with Eonar. I don't know, trying to pull something off, even though it's probably not ever going to work. But that's what I'm excited to try.
There's apparently a new Miracle Druid list.
Oh,
I have seen that. I am scared.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
coming
that
from
sounds
Wild,
interesting.
but we'll leave that as our ending for the show tonight. I want to give a super special thank you to Super Chicken, Azalea Kari, Being Rachel, and Duranium Battle for joining me tonight. Any final words anyone wants to say?
Yoggers.
just thanks for having me.
Always great having all of you. As a reminder, we will be having our shows. Azalea, do we have an interview for this Saturday?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think.
No, you haven't.
Oh, do we have one? No, I think we might.
So there might be an interview this Saturday, but we do have match shows.
I'm not sure. I have been a little out of the loop with
Oh, no worries.
with the Out of Your League yet, for this week at least.
We are probably not going to have a Hearthcenter show next week, but I will remind you all, for people who play on stream this week, we are going to be doing our giveaway. So next week we will be letting people know who won the first part of the raffle. And the second part of the raffle will come at the end of the season, so you may win $10 in Hearthstone stuff. Basically 7 packs, or some skins might be purchasable for that. So yeah, if you play on stream this week, you will get it. Also, for those of you who are not huge fans of Anomalies only lasts a week, and this is a double week. So keep that in
Yep.
mind. This is a way you don't have to play an anomaly meta if you don't want to.
Um, yeah, sure. There's
Yeah,
still gonna be a 25% chance
Just
for like the rest of
agree
the
with your
expansion.
opponent to regame
No,
every
that
time
we
an
that is
anomaly
not a
pops up.
thing.
No, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
That is
If
not-
you read the announcements, do not regame.
No.
Okay, but do it without telling the board.
Well, then
Just kidding.
we're not going to get into that. But with that, I want to take this opportunity to wish everyone a good night, and we'll see you all later.
Mhm.